My name is Bindu Madhav Khire. I am a gay activist. Among the many things I do, I also run a helpline on Monday evenings. Closeted gays, lesbians, transgenders, intersex people call me from all parts of Maharashtra. When they call me for the first time, most are unable to speak. There is just silence. When they make an attempt to speak, they just start crying. They completely break down. I am reminded of my own adolescence, the unbearable pain and the anguish that I went through. When I reached adolescence, I realized that I was emotionally and sexually attracted only to men. I did not desire a single woman. So I knew I was different. Now try stepping in my shoes. At the age of 12, 14, 16, 18, scared, alone, depressed, zero self-esteem, terrified of being found out, getting homophobic signals from friends and films, hearing the words bodya, homo, gandu, imbibing that poisonous homophobia and then joining them, lest someone suspect my sexual orientation. What a pathetic, sad, suffocating, and lonely life, surrounded by loving family and friends. No wonder many of us end up with suicidal ideation. It is to this edge that we closeted gays and transgenders and lesbians and intersex people are pushed to by the heterosexual society knowingly or unknowingly. Some people say that homosexuality is a choice or a preference. No, it is neither a choice nor a preference. Did you choose to be a heterosexual? No. No. You will say there was nothing to choose because this is who I am, this is how nature has made me. Exactly. The choice is whether you will be honest about your sexuality or be a hypocrite. Sadly, I was a hypocrite. I married a woman. My marriage ended in a divorce in a year's time. Shame on me. Many gay men will identify with the key themes that I have narrated so far. Self-realization, denial, self-hate, shame, depression, loneliness, and a loss of desire to go on. But I was one of the few lucky ones. When in the US, I approached Trikon, an LGBT organization from San Francisco. It is here that for the first time, I realized that being gay is a gift and not a curse. For the first time, I realized that it is okay to love a man. It was a rebirth. Till now, I was seeing this world in black and white. For the first time, I was experiencing it in all its colors. And when I participated in the San Francisco LGBT Pride Walk, for the first time in my life, I think in 1998 or 99, I knew there was no going back. For someone born and brought up in a cage, I was experiencing freedom for the first time. Along with Trikon, we walked proudly in that Pride Walk, proud of our sexuality. And which is why, since 2011, my trust Samapathik organizes this LGBT Pride Walk in Pune, so that closeted gays, lesbians, and transgenders can experience the freedom that I experienced. But it is here that the question comes up. Why do you want to come out to others? And what is this being proud of your sexuality? The question is a mixture of three things. One, genuine curiosity. Two, your discomfort with our sexuality. And three, your genuine concern for our well-being. Yes, well-wishers are aware that if we were to come out to society, we will face 1,000,000 discriminations. Parents may disown us. Friends and relatives may abandon us. Companies may not hire us. The list goes on and on and on. So there are 1,000,000 reasons for not coming out, for staying in that closet. And only one for coming out. Freedom. And it outweighs the 1,000,000 reasons for not coming out. There are a few brave souls who, without any pressure of marriage, do come out to their parents. But by and large, it is the pressure of marriage that reluctantly forces gays and lesbians to disclose their sexuality to their parents. They are brave. And they are honest. Yes. But what do they get for this bravery and honesty? Your denial, you are ashamed, you are disappointed, and you are angry. And how do you react to this news? Astrology, numerology, religious rituals, threats, emotional blackmail, violence, and sometimes treatments, despite the fact that the Indian Psychiatric Society and the World Psychiatric Association does not consider homosexuality to be an illness or a disorder. After my divorce, I came out to my parents. Then decided to come out to others. Decided to form Samapathik Trust in Pune to work on LGBTI rights issues. I took the assistance of the Humsafar Trust, Mumbai. It was here that I was asked by many, why do you want to disclose this thing to everyone? अरे बाबा लोक काय म्हणतील? What will people say? How do I react to this issue? Because the problem is, those who are free do not understand the meaning of the word. Heterosexuals assume that the entire world is only made of heterosexuals. The entire universe operates on the basis of this assumption. And which is why, you know, there is no space for people like me. And which is why you tell us to adjust. So when we ask you, what do we tell our parents? My parents are giving us pressure to get married. What do we say? I know what you will say. You will say, oh, tell them you don't have a good job yet. Or tell them you want to buy your own house before you get married. Or tell them, or tell them, or tell them. When you assist us with these excuses, what you are actually doing is guiding us, mentoring us to tell a lie and to live a lie. Do I sound harsh? I hope so, because that is the ugly truth. Is it not? You tell me that these adjustments are necessary for my well-being and survival. But is that really so? As one lie gets outdated, you will keep me providing with new ones? And who carries this heavy burden of lies? And more importantly, the question for me is, are these solutions about my life getting easier or your life getting more convenient? Don't you think you have given us a rotten deal? Just contrast your life with mine. You will date, you will marry, you will have children, you will raise a loving family. And I'm there, yes. I am there with you on this fragile, insecure journey. As your best friend, as the loving uncle of your children, as the colleague you turn to when you are in a crisis. I am there with you. I am a part of your life and I'm a witness to your life. And that is not a complaint. No. I'm happy to be a part of your life. Because that is what humans do. That is being human. There's just one small, crucial bit missing. I'm not visible. I'm there in that dark corner, knowingly or unknowingly pressurized to marry a person I'm disgusted to have sex with. If I don't marry, I'm expected to stay celibate. I'm told by many people, oh, Bindu Madhav, if sadhus can be celibate, why can't you be? I'm expected to be that uncle who never married. Oh, he's into spirituality, he's not into these mere material things. Don't you think it is grossly unfair that I should stay celibate because you are uncomfortable with my sexuality? And pray, looking at the population of India, who do you think should practice celibacy? If I don't, practice celibacy, I'm supposed to find someone in that dark corner and do it. Without knowing my lover's name, without seeing his face, without knowing him as a person. No wonder gay love was called a love that has no name. And you have the temerity to state, oh, you people are only into sex and nothing else. That is because you refuse to accept the fact that we are as capable of love as you are. Of loving, of caring, of sharing, of affection, of understanding. I say we value love more than you. Because we have been denied that basic, innate human need. You do not want me to have a stable relationship with my boyfriend. You do not want me to be married to my boyfriend. You do not want me to adopt a child. I will forever remember this lady at the adoption agency telling me, oh, Bindu Madhav, we have to do what's in the best interest of the child, and we feel that the child is better off as an orphan than have a gay parent. Look at your Brahminical arrogance. This sense of entitlement that only heterosexuals have the right and the capacity to a family. So tell me, why should I stay in this shadowland? It's a loser's life. Why don't you accept the fact that we have similar needs and desires that you have? Why don't you make space for us, which is our right? Why don't you unlearn the misconceptions about us that you have created and fostered? I'm asked by people, oh, you are unnatural. No. Homosexuality is seen in birds and animals. There are some people who tell me, oh, it's a Western fad. No. Read Manusmriti, read Kama Sutra. Some people accuse us, oh, you sexually abuse little boys. No. No. We are proud gay men, not pedophiles. There is a difference. Do your homework. Let me see some change. After my divorce, I came out to my mom. She was shocked. Initially, she did approach some sadhus and babas, but later on, better sense prevailed. She met a psychiatrist. She met my gay friends. She read books on these issues. She saw films on these issues. And I'm very proud to say that right now, she is my strongest support. As far as you are concerned, you can at least try to take some baby steps. Stop making jokes about us. Stop teasing us. Stop harassing us. Stop discriminating against us. Stop showing us as caricatures in films and serials. Is that too much to ask for? To be treated as human beings with dignity and respect? For centuries, we warriors have fought these battles. First as sinners, then as deviants, and then as criminals. We are proud of our struggles, first with ourselves and then with the society. We are proud of every tear we have shed. We are proud of every wound we have received. We are proud of every scar. There is nothing that we should be ashamed of. There is nothing that we should hide. This is how we stand, and this is how we will stand. Proud, bloodied, and unbowed. Thank you.